Hey everyone! Welcome to Quick Learn. Today, we're diving into a gem of a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie. It's a classic, folks, and there's so much we can learn from it about handling relationships and understanding human nature. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Let's get right into it. Section 1: The Importance of Genuine Interest. First up, let's talk about the power of genuine interest. You know how it feels when someone's genuinely interested in what you're saying? It's like, instantly, you're more connected. Carnegie emphasizes this a lot. Like, say you meet someone new, and you genuinely ask about their hobbies. It's a game changer in how they perceive you. Imagine this: you're at a party, and you start talking about your recent trip to Japan. The person you're chatting with listens intently, asks questions, and is genuinely intrigued. How do you feel? Valued, right? That's the magic Carnegie talks about. Showing real interest in others' experiences isn't just polite, it's about building a connection that lasts. So, next time you're meeting someone, maybe at work or a social gathering, take a moment. Ask them about their day, their interests, their dreams. And really listen. You'll be amazed at how this simple act can transform your relationships. Here's a little story. The other day, I met someone who's crazy about sailing. I know nothing about boats, but I asked questions, listened, and you know what? I learned a ton. It's about stepping into their world for a bit. And the result? We're planning a sailing trip next month. That's the power of genuine interest. Remember, folks, showing interest isn't about being nosy, it's about being nice. Next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to check your phone. Instead, focus on the person. Nod, smile, ask follow-up questions. It's these small things that make a big difference. Section 2: The Art of Remembering Names. Moving on, let's hit a biggie: remembering names. Ever forgotten someone's name right after meeting them? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing: remembering names is like saying, "You matter." Carnegie shares some cool tricks on this. It's all about paying attention and maybe repeating the name in conversation. Simple, but super effective. Let's try a little exercise. Think of the last person you met. Got their name? Now, imagine seeing them again and greeting them by name. Picture their smile, the immediate warmth. That's the power of a name. Carnegie knew it, and now, so do you. A little tip? When you meet someone, use their name in conversation. Like, "It's great to meet you, John." It helps to cement the name in your memory. Plus, it's a small gesture that makes a big impact. Trust me, it works wonders. Here's a pro tip: associate names with something visual. Met a Kevin? Think of a key. It's a simple mnemonic device, but trust me, it sticks. And when you remember someone's name, you're not just remembering a word, you're remembering them. And hey, if you do forget a name, it's okay to admit it. Just say, "I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name." It's honest, and it shows you care enough to get it right. Better to ask than to keep guessing and get it wrong, right? Section 3: Encouraging others to talk about themselves. Next up is encouraging others to talk about themselves. We all love talking about our interests, right? When you let someone talk about what they love, it builds rapport like nothing else. Carnegie tells us it's not just about being a good listener, but also showing that you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. Let's say your colleague is into gardening. You know nothing about it, right? But ask them about their garden. Watch their eyes light up as they describe their latest plant or flower. It's not just about letting them speak, it's about sharing their passion, even if it's just for a moment. This approach, my friends, is a surefire way to deepen connections. When people feel heard and understood, they open up. They share more, trust more. And that's the cornerstone of any strong relationship, be it personal or professional. Let's say you're talking to someone about their favorite hobby, and it's something you've never tried. Ask them, how did you get into it, or what do you love about it? It shows you're not just making small talk, you're making meaningful talk. And here's the kicker, when you show interest in others, they often return the favor. It's a two-way street. You share, they share, and before you know it, you've got a conversation that's rich, engaging, and full of mutual respect. Section 4, The Power of Praise. Now, let's chat about praise. Not flattery, folks, but sincere appreciation. Ever felt a boost when someone praised your work genuinely? That's the stuff. Carnegie says that honest appreciation is key to building relationships. It's about noticing and appreciating the good in others. Ever noticed how a genuine compliment can turn your whole day around? That's the thing about praise. It's not fluff, it's fuel. When you acknowledge someone's effort or achievement, it's like saying, I see you, and what you do matters. Here's a challenge for you. For the next week, try to give at least one sincere compliment a day. It could be to a family member, a friend, or even a stranger. Watch their reaction. More often than not, you'll not only make their day, but yours too. Carnegie's advice is golden: praise the act, not just the actor. For instance, instead of saying, "You're awesome," say, "The way you handled that project was awesome." It's more specific, more genuine, and more impactful. And remember, praise in public. A public compliment is a double joy. It boosts the person you're praising and sets a positive example for others. Just make sure it's sincere. Nothing beats the glow of genuine appreciation. Section 5, Constructive Criticism. Here's a tricky one: criticism. No one likes to be criticized, right? Carnegie advises us to be tactful, to criticize indirectly. Like, instead of saying, "You're wrong," maybe try, "I think we might have different perspectives." It's all about being respectful and understanding. Think back to a time you were criticized. Did it sting? Probably. But now think of a time when someone gave you feedback in a kind, constructive way. Felt different, right? That's what Carnegie is getting at. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, next time you need to give feedback, take a breath. Frame it positively. Instead of pointing out what's wrong, suggest how to improve. It's a small twist in approach, but the impact? Huge. It turns potential conflict into a constructive conversation. Carnegie had it right when he said, begin with praise and honest appreciation. It's like a sandwich. Start with something positive, then the critique, then end on a positive note. It softens the blow and keeps the doors of communication wide open. And here's something crucial: when you offer criticism, do it privately. It respects the person's dignity and shows that your intention is to help, not to humiliate. A quiet word can be far more effective than a public call-out. Section 6, Avoiding Arguments. Arguments, a dead-end street, according to Carnegie. Ever won an argument but felt like you lost a friend? That's because arguing often leads to resentment, even if you win. Carnegie suggests avoiding arguments. Instead, try to understand the other person's point of view. It's not about winning, it's about understanding. Arguments are like quicksand: the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Carnegie suggests a different path. Find common ground. Even if you disagree, start with what you agree on. It sets a positive tone and shows you're not opponents, but on the same team. It's about being open, not right. Next time you're on the brink of an argument, try this: pause, take a step back, and look for mutual understanding. You'll be surprised how often what seemed like a big issue turns out to be a small misunderstanding. Ever heard the saying, "You can be right, or you can be happy"? Carnegie would agree. Sometimes, letting go of the need to be right opens up a path to peace. It's not about surrendering your beliefs, it's about valuing the relationship more. When you feel an argument brewing, try this: pause and say, "I see your point." Even if you don't agree, acknowledging their perspective can diffuse tension. It's about creating a dialogue, not a debate. Section 7: The importance of empathy. Empathy, folks, is huge. Understanding how others feel, seeing things from their perspective. Carnegie highlights this big time. It's like, when you empathize, you connect on a deeper level. You're not just hearing words, you're understanding feelings. And that, my friends, is powerful. Empathy isn't just feeling for someone, it's feeling with them. It's the difference between saying "I feel sorry for you" and "I understand what you're going through." This shift in perspective can bridge gaps and heal wounds. It's powerful stuff. Imagine walking in someone else's shoes for a day. Their struggles, joys, fears. Empathy is like that. It's understanding the why behind their actions and words. And when we understand, we connect. And that connection? That's where the magic happens in relationships. Empathy is not just feeling sorry for someone, it's understanding their feelings. Next time someone shares a problem with you, instead of jumping to give advice, just listen. Sometimes, all we need is someone to be there, to understand. And remember, empathy is a skill. It grows the more you use it. So, practice it. In conversations, try to really understand where the other person is coming from. It might not be easy, but it's always worth it. We've reached the end of our insightful exploration into Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, a book rich with guidance on nurturing relationships and comprehending human nature. This journey isn't just about making friends or influencing others, it's about forging authentic connections, comprehending others, and personal growth. This guide goes beyond just reading, it's a tool for a more empathetic, understanding way of life. Thanks for tuning into Quick Learn. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enriching content like this. Stay awesome, keep learning and growing, and I'll see you in the next video.